बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। इस लेक्चर में मैं कुछ बातें, जो खास बातें हैं, मैं उनको बता दूं कि पहले तो हमारा एजम्पशन क्या क्या होगा, हम इसके बारे में बात करेंगे। मेट्रिक क्यों हम डिस्कस करना चाह रहे हैं और मेट्रिक क्या होना चाहिए। अब क्या मेट्रिक किसी भी सेट पे एग्जिस्ट करता है तो कुछ खास एग्जांपल्स डिस्कस करेंगे। हम इनइक्वलिटी को लीव करेंगे इस पॉइंट को, और आगे हम कंटिन्यू करेंगे अगर समय रहेगा ओपन बॉल और इन सब के बारे में। तो सबसे पहले हम बात करना चाह रहे हैं कि हमारा एजम्पशन क्या क्या होगा। कुछ खास नोटेशंस थ्रू आउट दिस वर्कशॉप जो फ्रिक्वेंटली यूज होगा, वो एक ये जो है ए नोटेशन, इसको हम फॉर ऑल कहेंगे या फॉर एवरी पढ़ेंगे। X belongs to A means X is an element of A। A सबसेट B का हमने नोटेशन बनाया है, और लेस देन आर इक्वल टू, ये थ्रू आउट वर्कशॉप हम लोग यूज करेंगे। दूसरी बात, हमारा एजम्पशन होगा कि हर पार्टिसिपेंट जो है रियल नंबर सिस्टम को अच्छी तरह से जानता है कि फील्ड एक्सियम क्या है, ऑर्डर एक्सियम क्या है, और कंप्लीटनेस एक्सियम क्या है। मीन्स उसके पहले जो लोअर बाउंड्स, अपर बाउंड्स, सुप्रीमम, इन्फीमम, ये जो नोशन है, ये मैं उम्मीद करूंगा कि सभी लोगों को पता होगा। हम सीधे आते हैं, एक और एजम्पशन हमारा होगा रियल नंबर सिस्टम पे हर स्टूडेंट्स जो है खास तौर से हमारी समझ से हाई स्कूल स्तर से ही पढ़ रहा है, एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू फंक्शन। एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू फंक्शन क्या है? एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू फंक्शन की बात हम करना चाह रहे हैं। ये नोटेशन हम लोग यूज करेंगे और इसी से हम सीधे मेट्रिक पे आना चाहेंगे। तो एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू ऑफ रियल नंबर A is defined as A if A is non-negative, means A is greater than or equal to 0, and absolute value of A will be minus A if A is negative. From this definition we follow that absolute value is always non-negative, and the value of A lies between negative of absolute value and positive and absolute value. Everyone knows that this inequality, which is frequently known as triangle inequality for absolute value function, absolute value of A plus B is absolute value of A plus B is always less than or equal to absolute A plus absolute B. So we now come to one more thing. We also use this inequality. Absolute value of x minus a, absolute value of x minus a is less than r, means x belongs to open interval a minus r and a plus r. What is an open interval a minus r, a plus r? Open interval a minus r, a plus r consists those real numbers which lies between a minus r and a plus r. And this is same as this inequality, a minus r less than x less than a plus r. So now we also observe that absolute value of a minus b, by the definition of absolute value of a minus b is always greater than or equal to 0 for all a b belongs to r. By the definition of absolute value of a is 0 if a is equal to 0. So by this fact, absolute value of a minus b is equal to 0 if and only if a minus b is equal to 0. It means a is equal to b. This shows that absolute value of a minus b is always non-negative. And also observe that absolute value of a minus b means numerical value of real number a minus b and b minus a both are same. This, and we use this in inequality which is frequently known as triangle inequality. And we also observe from high school level, we also observe that notion of limit. What will be the value of cos 0? What will be the value of sin 0? The notion of cos 0, sin 0 is defined by the notion of limit. So we analyze a real number, real system with respect to absolute function. And remember the function x equals to c is if epsilon मेरी आवाज सुन रही सभी लोग? दीपक जी क्या
नहीं,
सुन रही?
आवाज सर साफ नहीं आ रही।
साफ बोलने का कोई नेटवर्क साथ नहीं दे रहा है यहाँ पे। तो मैं बात कर रहा था, 1 मिनट में फिर से ट्राई करता हूँ ब्लूटूथ से, हो सकता है इससे आवाज क्लियर हो जाए।
आ रही है, आवाज क्लियर है अब।
अच्छा, हाँ, क्या आवाज मेरी साफ आ रही है? क्या मेरी आवाज साफ आ रही है?
आ रही
ठीक। तो मैं बात कर रहा था कि हाई स्कूल लेवल से हम लोग लिमिट का नोशन पढ़ते हैं हिडन रूप में। साइन 0 cos 0 का जो नोशन दिया जाता है वहाँ पे वो लिमिटिंग अप्रोच है, या वेलोसिटी का डिफिनीशन दें, सारी चीजें। तो हम लोगों ने ऑब्जर्व किया है कि हम जो एनालिसिस कर रहे हैं वो एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू के रेस्पेक्ट में कर रहे हैं। तो जैसे कि हम एक यहाँ पे एग्जांपल ले रहे हैं, जैसे कि लिमिट की डिफिनीशन की बात करें, इंटरमीडिएट लेवल पे हर कोई लिमिट ऑफ फंक्शन स्टडी किया है और आगे भी आप लोगों ने किया है। तो वहां से हम इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं कि लिमिट ऑफ फंक्शन एफ एक्स एज एक्स अप्रोच टू सी इज एल if for every epsilon greater than 0, we have a positive real number delta, so that if absolute value of x minus c is less than delta, then value of absolute value of fx minus l is less than epsilon. मीन्स हम यहाँ पे ये कहना चाहते हैं कि जो लिमिट की डिफिनीशन है वो भी एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू के रिस्पेक्ट में है। अगर हम सीक्वेंस की बात करें, सीक्वेंस ऑफ रियल नंबर्स आप सब लोगों ने स्टडी किया है, अगर हम सीक्वेंस ऑफ रियल नंबर्स की बात करें, वहां पे अगर हम कन्वर्जेंस की बात करें, a sequence xn of real numbers converges to a real number c if for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists a natural number n0 such that whenever n is greater than or equal to n0, the absolute value of xn minus c less than epsilon. From these notions we observe that to analyze real numbers or functions on real numbers, we have a notion, we use the notion of absolute value, which has the property that absolute is always non-negative, and absolute a minus b is same as absolute b minus a. Sometimes we also refer that if a and b are two real numbers, then absolute a minus b denotes the distance between a and b. It means on real line R, we give the notion of distance with respect to and what will be the notion distance function with respect to which we can give the notion of limit of sequence, limit of functions, convergence, etc. So we now come to the notion of metric. Is it clear, Dipul? क्या मेरी आवाज साफ सुनाई दे रही, कुछ बातें समझ में आ रही है?
आ रही क्लियर आ रही।
So हमारा गोल है कि हम मैट्रिक का नोशन दें जिसके रिस्पेक्ट में हम जो एनालिसिस रियल लाइन पे कर रहे हैं उसको हम कैरी कर सकें उस जनरल सेट पे। तो जैसा कि हमने ऑब्जर्व किया, अभी हमने डिस्कशन में ऑब्जर्व किया कि अगर हम बात करें एब्सोल्यूट a माइनस बी, तो एब्सोल्यूट a माइनस बी समटाइम्स रेफर्ड द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टू रियल नंबर्स a and b. And also we have, by property of absolute value function, we have observed that absolute of a minus b is non-negative, and it will be zero if and only if a is same as b. Also we have observed that absolute of a minus b is same as absolute of b minus a. And by using the property of triangle inequality of absolute value a plus b less than absolute a plus absolute c, we so the notion of absolute value function motivates us to define a structure which we call metric function on general set. So the definition of metric function is given as, let X be a non-empty set, then a function d from X cross X. Remember that X cross X means the Cartesian product of X with itself X, which is the set of all ordered pairs AB, where A and B both belong to X. So a function d from X cross X into R plus union singleton set 0, where R plus denotes the set of all positive real numbers. I hope that everyone is familiar with the set of all positive real numbers. So the function d from X cross X into R plus union singleton set 0 function if the following y the yes y is indicated. It will be 0 if and only if both numbers x and y are same. Second property, dxy is same as dyx for all xy belongs to x. Third property is dxy is always less than or equal to dxz plus dyz for all xyz belongs to x. So if function d such that it satisfies the property m1, m2, m3, then we call it a metric function on set X. any set equipped with a metric, suppose that D is a metric on X, then the set X equipped with a metric D is called a metric space, and we denote it by ordered pair XD, where means X is equipped with endowed with metric D. A matrix function D is also called as distance function, and the real number dxy is called as distance between X and Y for each xy belongs to X. So लेकिन हमने डिफिनीशन तो दिया, लेकिन क्या ऐसा एग्जिस्ट करता है, तो हम इसके लिए हम एक जनरल सेट लेंगे और हम इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे कि सच देयर एग्जिस्ट अ फंक्शन डी which satisfies these three properties. So for this purpose we consider the example. Let X be a non-empty set. Define a function D from X cross X into R plus union singleton set 0 by dxy is equal to 1 if X and Y are different, and dxy is 0 if X is equal to Y. From this property, from this definition, we observe that dxy is always greater than or equal to 0, and dxy, because the value of dxy is 1, either 1 or 0. So dxy is greater than or equal to, by this definition, we observe that dxy is greater than or equal to 0. And by this definition, it also follows that dxy is 0 if X is equal to Y, and if X is equal to Y, then dxy is equal to 0. It means first property M1 holds. Next, observe that let X and Y be any two elements of X. If X is not equal to Y, then dxy is equal to 1. Since X is not equal to Y, therefore Y is not equal to X. It means dyx is also 1. That is, we have dxy is equal to 1 is equal to dyx. If X and Y both are same, then dxy will be 0 and dyx will be 0. It means again dxy is equal to dyx. That is, we have dxy is equal to dyx for all xy belongs to X. It means second property M2 holds. Next, our aim is to prove that D satisfies the property M3. So for this purpose, we choose 3 elements X, Y, Z in X. If X is equal to Y, then dxy will be 0. And by the first property, dxz dyz is always greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, dxy is always less than or equal to dxz plus dyz. Is it clear? Okay, suppose that X is not equal to Y, then by definition of D, dxy will be 1. Now there are two possibilities. First, z is same as X or Y, or Z is neither equal to X nor equal to Y. So first we suppose that Z is equal to X. Then dxz will be 0. But since X is not equal to Y and Z is equal to X, it means Z is not equal to Y. Therefore, by definition of D, dyz is equal to dyx because z is equal to x and it will be 1. So we have d from here dxz is 0 and dyz is 1. That is, we have dxy is equal to dxz plus dyz because both are 1. Similarly, if z is equal to y, then we again have dxy is equal to dxz plus dyz. Now, suppose that z is neither x nor y, means z is not equal to x and z is not equal to y, then by definition of d, dxz and dyz both will be 1. And so dxy will be less than 1 plus 1 because dxy is always less than or equal to 1. Oh, and here dxy is 1. Observe that dxy is 1. So dxy is 1, which is less than 1 plus 1, but dxz and dyz both are 1. It means dxy is less than dxz plus dyz. Combining all these cases, we have dxy is always less than or equal to dxz plus dyz. It means third property holds. Therefore, this D is a metric on X. It shows that there exists a metric on any set X. So this example asserts that on every set we have a metric, and this metric is known as discrete metric, and therefore the corresponding space XD is called as a discrete metric space. Is it clear? Okay. So from this we observe that there exists a metric and what will be metric. We now come to some more examples to illustrate metric. Consider the set of real numbers and define D as dxy is equal to absolute value x minus y for each xy belongs to R. Here our aim is to prove that this D is also a metric on R. I hope that here we यहाँ पे हम एक्चुअली जो है चूंकि ट्रायंगल इनइक्वालिटी और एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू फंक्शन को के लिए हम लोग हमेशा यूज करते आए हैं, तो हम ट्रायंगल इनइक्वालिटी को प्रूफ नहीं करेंगे, हम इसको जस्ट इलस्ट्रेट करना चाहेंगे. By the definition of dxy is equal to absolute value x minus y, observe that absolute value is always non-negative. Therefore, absolute x minus y will always greater than or equal to 0. That is, dxy is always greater than or equal to 0. And also we have observed that dxy is equal to 0 if and only if absolute value of x minus y dxy is equal to 0, mean this will be 0, means this will be 0. And by definition of absolute value function, this quantity will be 0 if and only if x minus y will be 0. That is, x is equal to y. It means dxy is 0 if and only if x is equal to y. This shows that first property of metric holds. Next, observe that absolute value of x minus y, absolute value of x minus y is same as absolute value of y minus x. It means dxy is equal to dyx. That is the second property of metric also holds. Next, our aim is to prove that D satisfies triangle inequality. So observe that D. So suppose that x, y, z be any three elements, and then dxy will be x absolute value of x minus y. Now it may be written as absolute value x minus z plus absolute it may be written as absolute value of x minus z plus z minus y. यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया, एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू x माइनस वाई में हमने z को पहले घटाया फिर z को जोड़ दिया, एंड then by triangle inequality of absolute function it may be written as absolute value x minus z plus absolute value z minus y. By definition of D, absolute value of x minus y can be written as dxy. So absolute value x minus z can be written as dxz, and absolute value of z minus y can be written as dzy. But dyz and dzy both are same. It means by triangle inequality of absolute value function, we see that dxy is less than or equal to dxz plus dyz. It means function D satisfies all the property of metric. Therefore, D is a metric on R. This metric is known as standard metric or usual metric or Euclidean metric. Is it clear? विपुल जी, क्या कुछ बातें समझ में आ रही हैं?
जी जी क्लियर है।
So, similarly, as we have observed that what is metric, so suppose that XD is a metric space. Let K be any positive real number. K be any positive real number. Now define D1 from X cross X into define D1 from X cross X into R plus, sorry, here will this will be union. This will be union. Define D1 from X cross X into R plus union 0 by D1 XY is equal to K into DXY. By property of D, since dxy is always greater than or equal to 0 and k is positive, therefore k dxy will always be greater than or equal to 0. It means dn xy is always greater than or equal to 0. Suppose that d1 xy is 0, then by definition k into dxy is equal to 0. Since k is positive, therefore dividing both sides by k, we have dxy is equal to 0. By the property of metric D, dxy is 0 if and only if x is equal to y. It means we have d1 xy is equal to 0 if and only if x is equal to y. The first property of metric. Since dxy is same as dyx, therefore multiplying k both sides is equal to dyx And so by using by definition of D1, we have D1xy plus D1xy D. Now, third property, triangle inequality. As we know that dxy is less than or equal to dxz plus dyz. Therefore, multiplying both sides by k, we get k dxy is less than or equal to k dxz plus k dyz. And using the definition of d1, we have d1xy is less than or equal to d1xz plus d1yz. It means D1 also satisfies third property of metric. Thus, D1 is also a metric. It means if D is a metric on a non-empty set X, then we have infinitely many metric on that set. So this example shows that a metric on a set is not unique. Okay, is it clear people? मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है आप सब लोगों को?
जी सर, साफ आ रही है आवाज।
अच्छा, हम एक और एग्जांपल लेंगे और मैं कुछ और मैट्रिक्स की बात करूंगा और इसको मैं प्रूव नहीं करूंगा। मैं चाहूंगा कि आप सब लोग जो है इसे ऑब्जर्व करें, प्रूव करें। Suppose that t is a function from R2 cross R2 into R plus union 0, which is given by dxy is equal to positive square root of x1 minus y1 whole square plus x2 minus y2 whole square, where x is equal to order pair x1 x2 and y is equal to order pair y1 y2. Then this is also a metric. This motivates us to define a metric D on Rn, which is given by dxy is equal to positive square root of x1 minus y1 का whole square plus x2 minus y2 का whole square plus dot 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 xn minus yn का whole square, where x is n tuple ordered n tuple x1 x2 xn and y is ordered n tuple y1 y2 yn. Then this is also a metric on Rn. This metric is known as Euclidean metric or usual metric on Rn. We may also define another metric D1 and D2 as follows. D1xy is equal to summation of absolute x minus xi minus yi, where I is running from 1 to n, and d2xy is equal to maximum of absolute x1 minus y1 x2 absolute x2 minus y2 dot 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 absolute xn minus yn. Then these functions are also metrics on Rn. These are popular metrics on Rn. Next, we consider the set of C01 of all real valued continuous functions and define function D from C01 cross C01 into R plus union 0 by D of fg is equal to integral of absolute value fx minus gx, absolute value fx minus gx dx. Integral here integral is taken from 0 to 1. Then by the property of absolute value function and property of integral, we may easily observe that D is a metric on
एल सर टाइपो है आपके एग्जाम्पल में।
वो मैंने देखा, मैंने बोला नहीं ये L ना, और कुछ है?
नहीं ठीक है, वो टाइपो आना शुरू हुआ है। हाँ, आपका नोट्स दिख रहा है, राइट?
हाँ 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 हाँ। तो मैं बात कर रहा था कि बहुत सारे मैट्रिक के बारे में मैं डिस्कस कर रहा था। तो अब मैं बात करना चाहूँगा, ये विजिबल है कि नहीं?
हाँ, विजिबल है, विजिबल है।
विजिबल है, ठीक, थैंक यू। अब हम आते हैं, सपोज दैट XD be a metric space and Y is a subset of X. Then D induces a map dy on Y given by dy of y1 into y1 comma y2 is equal to d of y1 y2. By definition of metric D, one may easily observe that dy of y1 y2 is always non-negative, and it will be 0 if and only if both y1 and y2 are same, and dy of y1 y2 is same as dy of sorry, here is a typo, dy of y2 y1. Sorry. And by using the property of triangle inequality of metric D, dy of y1 y2 is always less than or equal to dy of y1 y2 y1 y3 plus dy of y2 y3 for all y1 y2 y3 y. Means by using metric D on X, we may define a metric dy on Y. This metric. So with respect to this metric, Y is called a subspace of metric space XD. So from this example, we have observed on a metric space induces a metric on its subset Y, which is given by this. Next, we may also observe that there are several metrics. We may also observe that if X to be a metric space and K is any positive real number, then the function D1 from X cross Y into R plus union 0 defined by D1 XY of D1 XY is equal to K dXY upon 1 plus dXY. Then this D1 is also a metric on X. Indeed, they looks like different, but as a topological structure, these metric spaces are equivalent. Here we do not discuss equivalence, equivalent metric spaces. So we leave here this example. We leave this D1 as a an assignment for you to check that D1 XY is equal to K dXY upon 1 plus dXY is a metric on X. Okay. So